Coverage begins right now with Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland live again this afternoon in Oxford, where the outreach is well underway. Matt.
Hi there, Mark. Well, here at Quarry Walk tonight and tomorrow, a handful of local restaurants, they're offering free meals to first responders and their families. Earlier today here at this exact location, a number of local organizations, including the Red Cross, they were offering support and assistance to those impacted by the flooding. Now, the American Red Cross, along with Team Incorporated, the nonprofit that provides human services throughout the lower Naugatuck Valley, well, they're teaming up to help those homeowners and businesses hit hard by Sunday's historic flooding that devastated Oxford and the surrounding towns. Along with the Salvation Army's emergency canteen, they set up at the Quarry Walk offering food, water, along with hygiene and emergency cleanup kits. In addition to those basic supplies, they're providing information along with an opportunity to connect those in need with additional resources to help in the recovery process, like damage assessments and getting in contact with FEMA.
Overwhelming support of people wanting to come and help, volunteer, any kind of support, and it's great to see the Red Cross and the community coming through to offer all these services.
We're here to do some community outreach. People looking for resources, we're here to sort of give them direction and help them get in touch with other agencies, as well as what the Red Cross might be able to offer in their disaster recovery.
And they're going to be right back here tomorrow from 10 to 3 as well. And while homeowners and businesses were looking for information and support, and we actually ran into one person who was here not looking for help himself, but rather wanting to know how he could help others. You're going to hear from him coming up tonight at 5 o'clock. We're live with the mobile newsroom in Oxford. Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Matt, we'll see you.